Hi, this is Natalie from Team 3. Question number 1 is, how does technology enable communication filters to short-circuit critical thinking skills? It can be very difficult to communicate over technology, whether it be video conferencing, emailing, or texting. It is more difficult to pick up on nonverbal indicators of disapproval, such as glances, frowns, or eye rolls, when you're using technology. These communication tactics allow us to use critical thinking to change the direction if we sense disapproval. Another example I have is an issue our group had in our first meeting. There was feedback in our video conference, and it made it extremely difficult to think about anything during our meeting until we switched to a new platform and were able to work better during our meeting. Critical thinking is also hindered by the misinterpretations of electronic messages that can create hostility that deflects from what the focus is, such as sending emails or text messages that come off how they were not intended and cause issues, hindering our critical thinking and our process. Question number 2. Using theory, explain how technology develops and fosters a feeling of connection. Technology makes you feel connected by providing more access to people, current events, and information that we wouldn't have as much access to without technology. The concern is that the connection we have is excessive. Before this technology, our attention and time was spent on different things. Now our minds are being hijacked by information that we never had intended on viewing. An example I have is with my own connection to social media in order to keep up with friends and family. That is great. However, what I found is that the connections were providing more than I wanted to see, and I was losing focus on what was really important. And I know this because once I decided to cut off social media to focus on my family and school, I felt that I had so much of my mind back to focus on what is most important. The connections that are developed over technology become so much more than what we intended for them to be. We should protect our time and be more self-aware. Now I'll pass it on to Rob, who I have a 60-day Snapchat streak with. Just kidding.
Well, hello, Team 3 and Professor Hanshaw. I am Rob Alexander, and this is our last team video for Team 3. Thank you, Natalie, for answering questions 1 and 2. And thank you to Ryan and Christian for taking care of the rest of our Week 8 Team 3 questions. I chose question 3, so I will get right to it here. Describe what you believe to be the effect of decision-making of the audience with regard to quality of output. Well, let me start off by saying that technology has changed so much in the last 20 years. A single smartphone has more computing power than the lunar module used during the Apollo missions. We have the world at our fingertips. Our smartphones are our lives, and they act as calculators, newspapers, mailboxes, music players, television, camera and video recorders, landlines, alarm clocks, and so on and so forth, so much more. The sky is the limit for the technology that's right in our own hands. As inhabitants on planet Earth, we only have so much time in the day. Technology companies are coming up with ways to grab our attention as much as they can. I believe that everyone in the audience that day during that TED Talk looked at each other multiple times and figured out ways that they could reduce the amount of time spent on social media applications as well as their family's time on social media applications. During our last Team 3 meeting for Week 8, Natalie, which is one of our team members, sorry to put you into this, Natalie, um, said that she made a few changes upon watching that TED Talk and decided to downscale her time on social media. This is also what I believe the audience realized when Tristan was talking at the TED conference. On the other hand, some people may not change anything about how they spend their day on their phones or other electronic devices and technology. It may not even faze them. Like our textbook says about conflict within virtual groups, when conflict arises, face-to-face groups engage in significantly more constructive conflict management than virtual groups. I'm not saying that technology is bad. It's been a lifesaver for our online and face-to-face classes during this pandemic. You just need to know how to control it and use it to your best advantage. Well, thank you, and I hope that everyone has a great week, and it was wonderful working with you all. Take care, and God bless.
My name is Cristhian Vasquez, and I will be covering question number 4. What are the ethical implications of creating virtue groups? Technology nowadays is making it easier and popular for creating virtue groups. One of the ethical implications of creating virtue groups is identity. In a virtue group, you can be whoever you want to be. This means that you may create an avatar that looks or acts nothing like the real you. For instance, let's assume that an avatar is a male. However, in real life, the human behind the avatar is a female. The identity change may be because the female uses the virtue group to escape its own reality. Virtue group individuals may or may not be who they really claim they are. In relation to quality of life, what creating virtue groups is addiction and escaping your own life, which may be loneliness. Some people may feel lonely in the real life. Creating a virtue group may be an escape to the reality. This may cause addiction because the virtue group the individual may choose to be whoever he or she wants to be and escapes its real life issues and priorities. This can relate to the video of week 8, how Facebook continues to grab the viewer's attention by playing the next video after the next video, with the intent to keep the viewer locked into Facebook.
Hello. So I would like to discuss questions 5 and 6. So question 5 asks, using the 3 primary characteristics of virtual groups, analyze the groups created by the electronic technology witnessed in the talk. The 3 characteristics of virtual groups focus on 1, acknowledging that we are persuadable, 2, accountability, and 3, protection against what we do not want to happen, and empowerment. In regards to the electronic technology mentioned in the talk, group interaction is made possible through efforts of streaming, video chat, instant messaging, and other forums. Technology advances have made it possible for both one-on-one and group interaction. For one, social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, they focus on giving users a platform to communicate together as well as trying to capture the attention of all users. The main issue discussed in the talk is the need for user ability to select the content that provides the most value. The 2 main user groups that use social media are ones who are consumed by all information thrown at them, and then there are those who use it sparingly. Technological media platforms are vying for users' attention so that more time can be spent online. Knowing that many people will use their time to surf content on different platforms, the main question lies around how can platforms give their users the opportunity to select content that makes the most sense in regards to time and resources. The open communication aspect of technology needs to be more open so users can alter their consumption to the way that makes the most sense. Now, question number 6 asks, what is the impact of these electronic technologies on our interpersonal communication? For one, it's important to understand what these technologies are capable of doing and what they are actually doing to interpersonal communication. Social media and other technological platforms make it possible for easy communication with practically anyone around the world. Our relationships with others can grow, and the ability to communicate instantly is available. On the other hand, more and more people are dependent of communicating via technology that they are losing interpersonal communication skills. For example, this is a great example. My 16-year-old sister-in-law is a professional when it comes to sending memes, messages, and other forms of electronic communication via social media apps. But if you were to ask her to reach out to someone via a phone call, she would have the hardest time. Not only is interpersonal communication reducing, the quality of communication is declining as well. In the talk, Harris talks about Snapchat and talks about the Snapchat streaks, which are streaks where two individuals communicate consecutively without missing a day. Rather than thinking about the quality of messages sent in the streak, many individuals are so focused on keeping the streak alive that they avoid quality communication and connection. In effort to support healthy interpersonal communication and connectedness, it's important for individuals to know how to effectively use the technology to support healthy communication. Thank you for watching.